Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. I'm Adam. Today we have our 11th session of the Mission of Good Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I have, of course, Nick, Austin, and Bob with me. And as they've just now arrived in the elemental plane of fire, they're up on a cliff. They were up on a cliff overlooking the city of Brass. Looks, to be like about a 2-day trip away. When we ended last time, as they are in search of the mountain star. A bit of a time limit. It's been, I think, 15 days so far of their 2-month period to get back to the Frost Giants with the mountain star to prevent them from flattening a city. But I just leveled them up to 5. We'll go over what you got at your 5th level.
Got some HP. Proficiency bonus went up. Got some second level spells. Not all of them are great, but my vengeance spells were okay. And most importantly, I got extra attack.
Okay, so you get 2 attacks now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5th level, yeah.
Extra attack's a bonus action, right? To use?
I think it's whenever you attack, you can.
I think it's just when you attack, but I'm not sure. What would you get?
I gained HP and spells. The important point being that now that I'm a 3rd level cleric, I actually can prepare my 2nd level cleric spells. And I gained 3rd level spell slots, so that problem just moved itself up a bit.
And Bob?
I got fast movement and extra attack and more health. That's it.
Yeah. Fast movement, extra attack. Yeah, that's it. That's all you.
That's all.
Those are 2 very important. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I got. I got those 2 things.
I was expecting 6.
I'm just saying, if
Only
I
up
got a new car and a sandwich, I'd say I got a new car and a sandwich. That's it.
For I did not get other things.
It's like, what kind of sandwich? A good one?
I think it would be a good one.
Just got a car. That'd be.
Anyways, and I guess here on, as you appear on this cliff, you'd marked sort of which of the portals.
With my dwarven sniffer.
Yeah, with the candle snuffer.
Which you swore up and down I wasn't going to remember.
I don't think so.
I just said that you wouldn't remember what it actually was. Of course you remember it by your name, but it's a candle snuffer.
Yeah, sniffer.
And sniffs no candles.
You don't know that.
Anyway, so, but yeah, you do, of course, looking down across the cinder wastes, you see out ahead of you the city of Brass before the landscape changes to the Sea of Fire, just the giant ocean of lava.
Sure, it's big enough, but look at the location.
But in general, you can sort of see a path that winds its way down this sort of raised area that could lead in that direction, and of course,
how steep is the cliff?
not quite like sheer, but more than you could walk down.
I beg to differ.
The point was to feather fall.
You'd have to get a decent distance out to get all the way to the bottom with it, because it's not completely sheer. It does sort of.
That was the question. It was like, if we jumped up, would we be able to feather fall safely down, or are we going to hit like the cliff halfway and then just fall to death down?
Yeah, that one.
That one?
Unless you can somehow manage to get yourself further away from the cliff.
Okay, guys. I know we're in a
is there
hurry,
anything
but let's
to,
take a
like,
break
tie
and
a
build
rope
some
to?
gliders.
Is there anything to tie a rope to? Up top?
Not that doesn't seem to be, catching on fire.
I can use the disc. The disc can't cross chasms, it goes down, but it's still a levitating disc that will scoot its way down, escalator style.
How long does that last?
The disc? Hours.
So we just take the
you just
escalator
take the
disc.
escalator down. You just take the elevator.
It's like, we're not walking down this cliff. We will find a way.
Oh, and also, I know you still have the one from the day before, but I now have cards for you for your potent.
Yeah, tensor disc lasts 1 hour.
Instead of rolling the dice for each day, just draw a card.
I don't think I can do it. I don't think tensor disc is a ritual.
You gotta roll in the box at him.
I saw the 2.
All wrong. Yeah, but from
Yeah.
future days, use that. And also,
Can
so
you
they
pass
know.
my PHP? Because I think I think we might end up having to walk. Unless I forgot to mark.
No, Tensor's Test was a ritual. You did it over all those rivers.
Yeah, but I want to make sure I'm not wrong. That is always a possibility. I'm a wizard. I'm absent-minded.
And you're a cleric,
That's
so you're
ritual.
fanatically absent-minded.
You're cool. So yeah, you can take your 10 minutes
It
and
lasts 1 hour.
I'm
get
gonna,
halfway down.
and then
about
you
to
can
fail,
feather fall.
doing a ritual on top of the disc.
It was ultimately too small for you to even do that. Remember? You guys, you're pretty much holding on to each other as it goes down.
Yeah.
But you can probably, if you use that to get about halfway, then you'd be to the point
is
where
faster.
you can jump and feather fall the rest of the way.
It's a big cliff.
Yeah, you're.
So how far do I have to jump to be able to levitate all the way down? Or at least fall down and levitate at the end?
You could probably do that around the same time the disc fails without using the. You are at the point the disc fails. You are more than halfway down.
Why can't I just jump? I want to be faster.
Why would you use your once per day ability here?
To make a point.
Well, he can't ride on the disc. It's big enough for us to.
Yeah, sincerely.
Whatever.
Just saying, how far do I have to jump here?
Real far.
Well, the whole point is then the going down once again, because I don't think that lasts for an incredibly long period.
No,
of time.
I was going to run, jump,
Plummet and then levitate at.
the end of the plummet. I was going to do this Pocahontas-style jump and
Gravity,
everything.
Inertia, these things don't exist.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make it. You say, yeah, you feel you could do that as long as you make a dex check to make sure that you start levitating before you hit.
I'm
You know
I'm
it
using
will be death if you fail.
I foresee some bad.
I'm even making it. No, you do not use that die.
I'm just saying, I saw this coming. And my-
Bob died!
17.
Would it, be
Yeah,
bad,
it's-
would it be bad if I gave him a 2?
It would be very bad, but he already rolled, so it's too late.
That's why I was gonna roll real quick.
A little tear to my eye. That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
But yeah, you're able to make it, and then
We're
you're
on the
stuck
escalator,
waiting
sitting
about an
running.
hour
No,
for
wait,
them.
Never mind.
Here in this,
Never mind. We're good.
flaming landscape,
I want to... They're
ash
floating
flowing
down
through
and
the
I
air,
Pocahontas dive over them.
Rivers of lava flowing not that too far off in the distance. You see off somewhere, amongst the cinder wastes, spurts of fire that seem reminiscent of dragons.
I've never seen a dragon.
I imagine that's what dragons look like.
Yeah,
I may have seen it. At least I'm on the continent where they are.
you
It's
perhaps
reminiscent
know,
of dragons. I've never seen a dragon. Shut up. I'm just
you
throwing
still
the
have a
imagery.
general idea of what a dragon would be.
There are other flame-breathing creatures in this world.
Yeah, and this one seems like a very big one, so you think dragons. But eventually you make your way down.
Yay, wizard spells.
Is this the kind of place that I can forage for food? Because otherwise I'm actually going to have to start marking rations.
Do you eat fire? Lava?
Can I?
No.
Okay. Is
So
that
yeah,
the
mark.
power the ring gives us?
No, mark rations.
No, it just lets you be invisible and then really
Good thing I
whiny.
specifically got us water.
But I'll let you cut it from 2 days to, with your ingenuity, you only have to take 1 to get to the City of Brass. Cutting out this.
People in the distance going, hey look, people are jumping. What? They're moving so slow.
Except for that one guy who did a Pocahontas dive.
Well, no, they assumed you died.
You die.
I can die! Those people are smart.
Other guy, not so much.
But
I
man,
got this.
And it's like, I'm just saying.
But
I
really,
learned
if anything,
most of
they're just sad of the. That'd have been a great slave, wouldn't it? Only not so stupid.
learned most of my lessons on inertia and physics from Just Cause. Done! No problems.
You must go underground faster!
That's how you avoid the damage.
It can't hurt you if you're going faster than the ground.
Exactly.
So you make your way. You walk on towards the city of Brass.
Take us like 2 hours to get down.
So has a day passed?
Sure.
I try to summon a
Yeah,
steed.
at some point you have to pretty much rest here.
Yeah. The next day, I tried to summon a steed. It's like, we're not on fire. Summon a steed, it bursts into flames.
Yeah, I would like point out, your rings are the only thing keeping you from taking fire damage, and you are aware of that.
Summon a steed, we can
I
eat
have
it.
an 8.
They might be able to inform you of that.
I don't tell them I summoned a steed.
Yeah, when he's
A
doing it, I'm
war
like,
shows
no.
up, then
You
it
can
bursts
eat
into
him.
flames.
You can eat the steed.
And then it
Way to
bursts
find us food.
And then it bursts
Nope.
into flames, and then it disappears once it dies.
So I have to eat it like raw.
Eh.
Very on the hoof.
You can try, but...
Do I just
you
become
get no
hungry
sustenance
again?
from it. Yeah, you get no sustenance.
So I just become hungry again after it disappears. Like, oh, I was full.
But I guess
Well, I
what
can
you're
do that
choosing
now.
what type of
Warhorse.
what type of
Oh,
being
celestial.
Celestial. Okay.
You dick.
Well,
I didn't know.
technically, if you make it fiend, I might let it stay. But that doesn't seem like the kind of thing you
I'm just
do.
saying, the Allfather's like,
Someone to
one
fire
of my
resistant
people needs help. And then he's on fire, and it's like, no, I forgot it's the dick who hates crocodiles.
I just hate it. What?
Yeah. It's like so red day rest prep spells.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, you have a bit of a uncomfortable night here in the elemental plane of fire.
Is it because we didn't bring enough blankets?
I believe anything that gets out of our personal environment bursts into flames.
Easy cooking.
Throw ration on.
Yeah,
ground,
you can very much.
Take ration up. It's perfect. I don't know.
And the best part is I can't burn my tongue.
I was just thinking of that. I didn't notice it on the streets. Endure Elements isn't around.
It might be under another name or something.
That's my point. Is I'm like, it's got to be a different name.
Or it may even be in that other book.
Yeah.
No comfy bubble.
Well, that was the point. I was like, and I remember Endure Elements being a really low spell. I figured I would have had it as cleric, but then I was like, I don't think it's here.
It's not a thing anymore.
Anyways, you make your way, and as you near the city,
Are we getting there this day, or
yeah,
2 cards? Or one
no,
card?
one card. One card has 2 numbers at the top.
I got a 6 and a 15. I got a Joker.
But yeah, as you get near it, you find a very clear and evident street made of steel that's leading it.
Steel?
Yes.
That seems like a really bad plan in the middle of a place made of fire.
Why?
Like it might conduct some heat.
The street of steel leads to the gate of ashes that enters into the city of Brad.
I just...
I wonder if the city of Brass has air conditioning.
No. And the whole
It does if you like the condition of your hair, of your air scalding.
But the whole city, like the reflective surfaces, mostly brass, but all sorts of metals that the city is composed of, and reflected off of them is like dancing fire. And you very quickly realize that this is pretty primarily an Efreeti city, fire genies, which are large creatures. So they tower over you. Nothing quite to the giants you dealt with. They're significantly smaller, but still towering over you. Skins of deep reds or ashen black. As you enter the city, the streets...
Religion are arcane to know they're primarily evil.
History.
I don't have that either. I got a 14.
I got a 4.
You don't really know, but you do have a general idea of just some of the dealings that they've had, some of the the societies they have enslaved.
Well, they're slavers.
I guess the closest thing would be protection from energy, which gives resistance to fire.
Roll this. You're making a history check.
I don't know history.
You roll it in.
I
He doesn't
don't
have
either.
to if he doesn't want to.
Yes, he does. We're asking him questions. This is a pop quiz.
He can. You can just not know.
I didn't even
I don't know
feel
what
my
freeze
name.
do.
You're the most learned
It's
of
like
us.
my knowledge of genies is limited to an old show. It involved astronauts. It was real weird.
But
Are you sure that's not just a dream?
Yeah.
But yeah, once inside the city itself, the streets branch away.
You got it. There you go.
Took me a bit. A little slow on the burn there.
Brain damage?
No.
To the left, the street leads down to the sea, the docks for the Sea of Fire. On your right, it leads off to the bazaars, and straight ahead, the street leads to the Charcoal Palace.
Ooh, this is a town I do not plan to go to the ruler.
I would kill you. Literally, like the guards don't tell you to stop.
They're like, "No, go ahead."
They just kill you.
That wouldn't be our fault.
And I actually have justification for it in the description of the race.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
But he likes it when the book confers.
Yeah. But so where do you go? Or and there's obviously various buildings in between. As the streets branch off, as they're going the three main roads, and
Consequently, probably the best plan would be to talk to whoever's in charge of the city. I mean, I don't really, because we're here for the gym, right? And the person, it's probably a big gym, so unless there's some dwarves walking around, the best person to ask would be whoever controls stuff that comes into the city, which is probably, I don't know, like a mayor.
If it's anything like a normal town,
the Great Sultan would be who leads the place, but ultimately that's just trade. No one controls trade.
Does he have an advisor?
That is empirically wrong. A lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of people control trade. Often single people control trade.
Like Walmart.
I don't know. Let's go down to the docks. If
There
I'm
are
look,
docks.
Yeah,
There's a sea of
lava
Sea of
lake.
Fire. The giant sea of lava.
So that wasn't metaphorical. There's
No, that's the same
Literally,
guy.
the Sea of Fire is a molten sea. This
I was
city is
thinking
up
it
against.
was just
Are
an
we at the
expression for
saltwater seal, the salt fire, or fresh fire? Because, I mean, salt fire or salt lava, you're more buoyant.
It burns you either way, even with your resistance.
It's lava. It would.
But, so yeah, I figure if there's anything like normal city, the traders are going to be down in the port.
The other direction leads to the bazaar.
Oh,
I did also mention the bazaar.
I do not hear that.
Well, yeah. Last round. Let's look for dwarves.
You can certainly find some dwarves that seem to be in bondage and being forced to do some sort of manual labor.
Oh, they're
Fuck you too.
So they're actual slaves here.
Yeah.
That's offensive.
Not our plane.
It's offensive.
Yeah, it is.
And it's okay.
Why is everyone looking at me?
I don't know. You were
The
talking.
dwarves are in bondage. I can't talk to them.
Yeah, so we head off to a
They're
bazaar.
not people.
You get glares and rude looks from Efreeti that may pass by.
Giant holy symbols. We're special.
What do you want from me?
You don't have a giant holy symbol.
Oh man, ice axe would make a lot of people unhappy here, probably.
What?
Ice axe. Just chilling around with air conditioning.
That's a different game!
I know, but I really like the air conditioning item. An item that is just a portable air conditioner, that's amazing.
I have
Which
a
also
breeze.
is really ironic compared to something that I know coming up.
Yeah.
I have a nice breeze going around me all the time.
It's a warm breeze.
It doesn't say that.
It is here, though.
Hey,
The
You know
air,
what makes-
the air around here is too warm.
you know
It
what
can't-
makes a summer day nice?
Less sun.
A nice warm breeze.
I was gonna say
Still, moving air will always cool you off. It's just through evaporation.
Yeah, from your foot. It doesn't make the area cool. It can cool you off without actually making the area around you any cooler.
Yeah.
I don't care about the area around me.
And anyways,
Well, the point being, that would be what would offend others.
it would make
Which
it
is
cool.
the point that he was making.
Oh, okay.
You weren't listening to him. I'm sorry, I thought.
I thought we continued past
we were
that.
going this way. I took you this way.
I was over there.
Did you get back on the plot train? That was
I'm
not
just
your
kind of
stop.
waiting. I was just kind of waiting for where you guys go to
Look for somebody who's giving us the kindest of scowls, the least offensive and disdainful.
So someone that walks by without even looking at you?
At least a modicum of acknowledgement would be nice.
Why is it everywhere we go, no one likes us? I think it's your guys' fault.
Hey, to be fair, remember when you went to the Shire? They liked you there. It's been a while.
Really? Every time
They liked them at the church they went to.
Is there a church
And who knows? They
Yeah.
could be really pissed off you because you're a different type of elemental.
I'm not an elemental.
You're sort of.
You pretty much are.
You're sort of an elemental.
You are not fire elemental, therefore you
There
are
are
other.
certainly Ganassi here.
Fire ones? Mm-hmm. Are they looking all angry and unhappy with us?
Or slaves.
They seem to be some free, but many of them also enslaved as well.
Are any of the free ones not looking super pissed all the time?
They
Offended by our mere
essentially
presence?
any free ones that you would see walking through seem to be moving with a purpose, trying to.
Head down!
Not getting enslaved. They're just trying real hard not to get enslaved.
Step
It's
one.
kind of like walking around the mall and people are trying to survey you, except everyone's just trying to enslave.
You ever feel like making choices is too hard? We can help you with that.
So it's like a religion.
A really strict one.
So, head on to the bazaar. And at least there'll probably be people who are happy to see people who
Yeah,
have
there are
money.
various people with stalls that are selling
Why would they
things.
be
and-
happy to see us?
They don't know we don't have money yet!
Hi there, we don't have any money. Leave.
But yeah, essentially, yeah, there are people with stalls that. I mean, there. I guess some of the people within stalls would give you the least bad looks
Yeah.
as they're trying to eye you for. I don't know. Some Yule Cookie might have some stuff.
Nope.
Shiny armor. Shiny
Good.
armor.
You got a nice staff there.
Does anyone know how to speak
Leave my
with these
wolf
things?
alone.
If they speak common, yeah. If they speak common.
Technically, he speaks the language too.
I don't know that yet. I look for stall selling gems or whatnot.
Gotta be at least one.
It doesn't take too long to find a guy under a bit of a stall, almost like sort of a rickety, like metal, structure that it's composed of. It's got a variety of gems amongst other jewelry. It's more jewelry, but there are gems amongst it.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Efreeti or...
Yes,
Okay. Hail.
How big are Efreeti? Are they large or huge?
large.
Okay, so they're not super gigantic.
No, they're-
over us.
no.
They're just...
They're like 9 feet.
Alright.
Enough to be kind of an intimidating posture, but you've met with giants, and they're certainly smaller than that.
Presumably smarter.
Hail. Do you speak common?
He does something, takes a moment and leans down, and then you understand him.
Sweet. Hello, my good sir.
He's speaking primordial, but, but yeah, you guys can understand him.
Cool.
Cool. Hello, my
Is there
good sir.
something you're in need of?
Yes, I see you're a fine purveyor of gems and items as such.
Are you in the market?
Yes. Me and my group are on a mission from the Allfather to help save the city, and we
What
are
do you want?
We're looking for the Mountain Star.
A large magical sapphire,
It does magic.
presumably.
I like
Causes a ruckus.
Yes. We are trying to return it to its proper owners, so we'll stop.
Bastard Agni.
Oh, watch! I bet the star makes it cold.
It does.
I bet that's what the star. I bet the star makes it cold. I bet that's the magic.
the best magic.
Sorry, giants can't have this.
Well,
We need this. It got to stay with us.
well, we don't have to stay in the elemental plane of fire.
Yes.
Don Agni. Careless man, but he's who ended up with it.
Mm. is he a human or an Efreeti or dwarf or other race?
Not scum, no. Of course he's an Efreeti.
Ah, yeah, that's good. Good.
He's in his golden emporium.
Ah,
He sort of gestures, and you look across, off some distance, sort of in the middle of the stalls, is this incredibly arrogant building made of gold.
Ostentatious?
Ostentatious is the word you're looking for.
You know what? Whatever. You just...
hey, if you're trying to use a big word, they're usually right.
Yeah, and this
So
is the second
you-
time ostentatious has come up.
Ostentatious is a fun
And I
word.
think I used arrogant both times.
Yes, you did.
The person is being...
Ostentatious.
No, the person is being arrogant, therefore the building is ostentatious.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? You can just let it go. Let it go.
It's our duty.
Let it
to
go.
educate.
This is the opposite of that.
Ah, so he's a business competitor. And a huge dick. I've heard from the building, being so arrogant.
The building's over there like, I'm better than you!
Well, it's telling the stalls that the building is telling the stalls that it's better than them. Yeah.
If the stalls can talk.
So he just brought that thing in here and it's messing with you?
He contained it after a short time, but it was
It
a bit of a hassle bringing it in.
was a chilling event, one could say.
We don't know
You
that!
don't know what it does.
It was bad! He obviously thinks it was bad. It was bad! Ah, so... So he's had that for years now, huh?
Some 20?
Ah,
Maybe
yes.
that?
Everyone's really good with time. If I was in this world, I'd be like, I don't know, forever? I'm not great with days of the week. I would not be good at
To be
this.
fair, I have no idea of the lifespan of Efreetis, but at least the dwarves live hundreds of years, or hundreds and fifties of years.
Hundreds and fifties.
And the main, yeah.
They live multiple 50s of years.
Yes.
Well done, Nick.
Ah, so we shall
Jump
talk
off
to
the
him.
Emporium.
Thank you for your time, good sir.
If you need anything more reasonable,
Oh, absolutely.
We'll look somewhere else.
Head off to the next
You
door.
actually speak his language.
yeah.
Which I don't say in his language.
He understands any language right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm having a lot of fun. Not speaking their language. I'm making them cast spells. Or use items. Either way,
It's an Efreeti, man. He can just do whatever he wants.
there's no point in speaking their language yet. They keep speaking mine.
So we're off to the dick store.
Go off to the Golden Emporium.
Well, not a place to purchase phallics.
I know what he meant.
The store run by the dick.
Yeah. Agni.
Sir, this is bizarre, and there are slave trades. There may totally be a dick store.
So, if he drops like a puddle of oil and then catches on fire, are we stunned?
Why?
Is that like a legal...
Smite.
Yeah, okay. So
I was like,
You keep saying it, and I just keep seeing some jackass running away in a trail of fire.
oh, yeah,
Get
Agni.
back here!
Sounds like Agni, that damn Indian god of
Oh
fire.
yeah,
and
Agni,
flame.
yeah, it's the Indian word for fire. That's where his name came from.
It's a god, man.
Probably. It's
No,
You know
not
what?
probably.
I looked up
Yeah.
names that mean fire,
Oh.
and I chose that one.
Yeah, Agni's one.
And I think it was Indian. Yeah.
Mythological persons. We'll go and meet Agni.
So we go to the golden store.
Walk in. Is it air conditioned in here?
No. No. There are. I think
Braziers.
Brazers.
More braziers.
Brazers. Brazier. A fire, in fact, inside, keeping the place nice and warm.
Thank God it was a bit nippy out there.
Did it have automatic doors or pull or push? Or was it like a wooden door? Solid gold.
No, it's cool. You get a hint as you're opening that it looks like it's almost more gold plated, and then it's actually some other metal underneath. But it is definitely plated in gold.
Okay.
So don't seal the door.
Yeah. It is far heavier than its actual weight in gold.
Yeah,
So we head and...
yeah. It's
Is there a large ostentatious Efreeti in here?
Not in the main room. No, it enters with a room, and things tend to be up high on shelves, and a large open center area, and from a back room. And Efreeti does.
Is
walk up
there a bell above the door?
What?
Bell above the door?
No.
You must have this door alarmed.
No, it's a flamethrower. You open the door, it's just breeze flame on you.
It's nippy out there. Let's warm you up.
But no, he walks in, and for a second he misses you before looking down that.
Give him a little wave.
Why are you here?
Hail!
Looking for a magic sapphire.
He spoke in
Primordial.
primordial. He's technically spoken Ignan, but
Either way,
there are 4 languages that all fall under primordial.
I respond with hail. Because that is what I say to everyone when I meet them. No matter what the
And
language.
do you respond at all quickly, or do you say anything in primordial quickly?
Nope.
Did a moment, and he casts his little spell.
Making everyone use spells. That's my job.
He has innate spellcasting.
Yep, making everybody use spells. That's my job.
Is it at will or only so many times
It's
per day?
so many times per day, but he has quite a few.
Yeah, okay.
He has other spells that will.
Just saying, I'm hilarious.
If you say so.
I just
Is Produce Flame one of them?
No, but Hurl Flame is just an action for him.
I am made of fire. Yeah, so let's ask him about
Yeah. Once he
giant
starts
magic
speaking.
sapphire.
Yeah, it's like, hail again. We are looking for the Mountain Star.
Ah. What brings you?
The Mountain Star.
I realize.
Oh no! I've smoked my way into a corner! How will I get out?
I started to speak before I registered what he'd said.
See, that's why you gotta listen first and then speak.
what can I do for you? Oh, we're here for the Mountain Star. And what do you need? The Mountain Star.
I feel like
Why
this is a
you're here?
scripted conversation.
Oh no! He's an NPC!
We broke the NPC.
He only has one phrase.
The illusion.
And why are you in search of such an artifact?
Because it was
we
stolen
want it.
from the Ice Giants and they want it back.
And they're threatening to destroy a human city if they don't get it. So to save the human city, we've come to find the Mountain Star and give it back to them.
And to get the
And
Mountain
you
Star.
care about these
Humans.
No.
Yes.
I want stuff.
Well, I do have it, and he looks behind and picks a box. That from what you've been told, it would be big enough to contain the Mountain Star, but he picks a box that's sealed off of a shelf, and I have it right here.
I'm guessing that's the protection the jeweler down the street was talking about?
When he said you were a dick.
Yes, well, you met him, you might understand.
Yes,
I have
we've
to
met
deal with
you.
him as well. But I can help you. I'm the one able to help you.
Yes, you have the object we need.
And we want it.
But I would...
Hold on! I bet you want us to do something for you, because we sure as heck don't have cash. But we'll totally do you a service.
As long as
I
it's
have
not
no need for cash,
gross.
as
Gold
you
leaf.
might tell.
What do you sell? Well, I mean, obviously your baubles, but you obviously have all the money.
I mainly work
It's
in
a hobby.
various...
Do you have an
Magical
excursion-style
artifacts.
vault?
Ooh, he has magic items.
Too bad we're doing this service in exchange for a quest item and not actual things.
I want extra stuff.
He just, before anything gets started, I want
Bring
extra
something of
stuff.
value. When you return with the bottle I desire.
Is it a bottle full of poison sludge?
We have one of those.
No.
Totally could trade it.
Would you like a bottle of poison sludge in trade for one of your objects? It produces endless amounts of poison sludge. Endless.
Perhaps, but
Not right now. Yeah.
not until you've brought me.
You realize you're doing more bad than good at this point, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Fine.
Give the naturally evil creature access to an infinite amount of poison.
Hey, I don't know they're evil. I know he's kind of a dick, but just, a flamboyant type.
I seek a bottle that is made of brass, crossed with bands of silver and inset with 37 bloodstone gems. It contains an old friend.
Do I know these people are supposed to be genies and genies go in bottles?
You probably have a general idea.
Do I know that?
You might you might also have the idea that technically that is the way that, as much as these genies enslave humans, that is the method by which humans have enslaved genies.
Ah.
We should enslave this dude and steal all of his crap. I mean, donate it to a good cause.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. The guy packing magical artifacts has more protections than just his CR what, isn't Efreeti?
He can roll a 1.
Higher than us.
11.
Yeah.
No, he can roll a 6.
That first round, yeah, you. If you could get him out in that first round, you.
Okay, quest complete. Ignore all the bullcrap.
When you find the bottle, you must not unseal it until it is in my possession. It must remain sealed.
So we can unseal it once we give it to you.
At that point, it'll be mine. Temperature.
That's what I said.
You said heat. Yeah, I just now heard you. The heat could have also been the game.
Or me.
And temperature could have been too.
Or just you because you overheat. Wouldn't it be nice if someone could turn you off for a while to cool down?
The bottle was lost some time ago in the swamp of oblivion.
Sounds like a pleasant place. And where is that?
It sits between the plains of earth and water.
How do we get there?
Carefully.
Travel across the land.
I don't know. You're the one with religion that's supposed to know the planes are connected.
Would that be planes? We don't have a planes knowledge.
Probably
anymore.
arcane.
Yeah. You have that too.
Yeah, I have both of those.
Yeah, if you want to see before you actually, make him describe it to you.
I got a 15.
Which gives you a...
Arcane or religion would be 6, so 21.
Huh? Yeah, you have a general idea that the circle, that the planes pretty much are around, and that generally, that more or less where you're at, the swamp of Oblivion is almost the exact opposite end of the...
And how long would that take to travel? A long time?
Depending on the hardships you face there. Week or two, maybe more if things are difficult.
Yeah, no.
Are there any animals we could rent that don't burst into flames?
Wouldn't matter, it doesn't make us faster.
Totally should.
But they don't.
Hmm.
They don't actually make us faster. They just give us something else we have to feed.
Off of our 0 resources to feed them with.
But yeah, essentially, that would put us back a month. We're already 5 weeks in.
We're 15 days in.
Oh, 15 days. Alright. That's not so bad.
Yeah, but that's still cutting it real slim.
By the way, for tension within this game, I'm forcing it to be cut slim when you arrive back. If you manage to get it where it's not cut slim,
Something's gonna happen.
yeah, I'm gonna cause things to get cut slim other ways.
Yeah, no, that's a real long ways away.
Only we had money. We
It's
could.
like we're on a time frame. We need to be able to get
Then
that
get going.
Well, if you can provide us a faster way there or back, it'd help you get what you want faster.
There are many things lost in the swamps. Perhaps you'll find something there to bring you back.
That's my point. I mean, you could at least put a little investment into this venture.
Are there people there that we can ask about this bottle, or is it literally just a giant swamp that goes on forever?
There may be things there.
Out of curiosity, do you have magical rapiers?
I've never been.
I've never been to a magical rapier.
Do you have a picture of the bottle?
He's described it.
But with that, can I consider myself to be familiar with the bottle?
Yeah, I can cast that too.
Locate object.
Find object.
Because we needed a mini map. That's what this
It
campaign was
doesn't have
missing.
like a huge, massive range, but it's pretty big.
What does it actually say? It defines familiar.
It's got some. It's pretty specific about what counts and what doesn't.
Like, do you have another one of these jars that we can examine?
Each one would be different. Thus, he was able to describe it to you.
Describe or name an object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the object location as long as it is within 1,000 feet. If it is in motion, you know.
So you could describe an object. So you can describe. Yeah,
The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind.
So if you could describe a brass bottle crossed with bands of silver set with 37 bloodstone gems.
And we can only get every 1,000 feet.
Boom.
Nope.
Boom. Is that a ritual?
No.
Apparently, it looks like a flare when you use it, though, just by the animation you decide to give it.
No.
Back to my question.
It's a beacon. It's a sonar. It goes around.
Magical rapier.
Yeah, any magical rapiers?
Give some the things within my emporium.
I might be able
vast
to
and varied.
obtain some if you return with anything
Yeah, not a
worth.
I was hoping I could trade the stick for it.
Turns into a dog.
Does he have detect magic at will?
Yeah.
Looks at it. Yeah, it's magic. Too bad he doesn't know what kind of magic.
He's a clever guy.
Better be.
Could you stop messing with my trade?
Cost me 100 gold to figure out what stuff is. And that doesn't even always work.
And to be fair, he probably wears rings of 100 gold pearls or something.
Please. You can use that for.
That basic of a pearl, come on.
What?
I don't know. I really wonder what kind of pearls come out of the Sea of Fire in their clams.
Yep, I've got.
Lava clams?
Lava clams.
The most terrifying clam. The lava clam.
I'm not interested in such a trinket.
I don't call his stick more of a trinket. It stays clean.
Now that...
Rub shoulders with it. And no dirt on these shoulders.
I don't know. What do you think of this? Fire sword.
I think,
nicer.
I think most people
Come on,
are
no, he's an Efreeti.
resistant.
Cute.
Hey, you might enjoy the novelty of it just always being on fire.
That's the sort of thing we would give our children to play with.
Much nicer than the dog stick.
Dog stick.
Which you summon into a dog and immediately bursts the flame, dies, the stick's gone.
Don't threaten my pet.
Your pet you were just trying to exchange for a weapon.
Hey, pets are nice, swords are better.
Yeah, it's like, maybe we can do business when we come back.
Well, certainly not doing business now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
You
go.
tried to make it.
Anywhere we can buy rations that, like, actual people can eat?
You can, amongst the stalls here, yeah.
You go find some rations. We have some
Which
monies.
way would be easier to travel through? I mean, presumably, I'm guessing it'd be the plane of Earth. That would be the ground we would want to use.
Versus
I'm alright with the
ocean
plain
and
water.
Yeah. Essentially, your two options, essentially, pretty much
water
from
would be across,
from
right?
almost the corner you're at, you either get to go fire, which seems pretty inhospitable,
But we're resistant to.
but just based on the things that could be here. And this is some of the stuff you've already seen in your simple day. And then Earth. Also not the nicest of...
Gene?
yeah, genies. Essentially, the Tao are like Efreeti, except less lawful. Less legally bound by a system of order. And just sort of doing as they please in their search for more gems.
Don't have any.
Then we're useless to them, evidently.
No, you're of great use.
As slave
You're-
labor.
All the genies tend to have a bit of a thing for slavery. It's just
Even
a
the
thing.
good ones.
Yeah.
It's not slavery, it's indentured servitude.
Yeah.
You can work it off.
In about 70 years.
So, the other way we go through
The other,
air
yeah, so
and
essentially,
water.
yeah. So, furthermore, also, you know the time that it takes to pass through mountains. The other way is air and water, which could be, which generally could pose a bit of a challenge getting through in the first place, But generally, both of those seem like more open area if things work out with you getting passage.
I think we would go air.
I will point out, in order to get to air, you have to first cross the Sea of Fire.
Hey, I can get us passage on a ship.
Oh god, it works everywhere.
Well,
A ship is a ship! He could totally tell me no, but I will try to get us passage on a ship.
Why did you tell him he could tell you no? He
I already
thought
know
of it
because I
otherwise.
already know what's going on.
Did you already take that into account? Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, that is the point of you can work for passage on a ship. When you walk up to a ship made of brass, this isn't the kind of ship I'm used to.
Hey, they need cabin boys.
If anything, you will learn some new sailor things from this that you
For
just didn't know
example, how
before.
lonely sailors get. Okay, let's go find rations and maps.
How much money is my magically clean staff worth?
It's like, I just want gold for this so we can buy food. He asked...
Say probably whatever.
Is that a real thing?
Well, the bigger point is,
Minor wonder.
if I put some like generic-y religious runes on it, can it count for the 15 gold worth of assorted magical doodads that I need for augury? Like I just toss the stick down and boom, that's it.
Let's see how much. I'm checking what an actual staff is worth because it's going to be based on that.
Probably like nothing.
1 gold.
Let's see, normal. I'm guessing quarter staff.
Yeah.
Would be 2 silver, so it's worth maybe 5 gold.
But it's magic.
It's really,
You have a
really
trinket.
suck it.
It's
You have
magic.
yours actually would fall under as a trinket. As much as he calls his a trinket, it's not really a trinket.
I don't call mine a
No,
trinket.
the
Other
other
people do.
Efreeti called it a trinket. He's just insulting you.
Not really an insult.
Yeah, because I need
Can't hurt my
specially
feelings.
marked sticks, bones, or similar tokens worth at least 25 gold.
You can't mark up my stick.
Huh. I did not realize that. I have navigator's tools.
Good for you.
Do you have proficiency, or do you actually have them?
Actually, that could come in handy. Ooh.
Between the map and other stuff, it's like, does this place have stars and other stuff in the maps?
This place has an interesting system where during midday the sun is blazing hot high in the sky, and by the time it gets to the middle of the night, the sun is a deep red still above you.
Okay, so stalls with maps and stalls with rations is where we need to go.
Yeah, I haven't to buy anything.
As far as rations, just as per cost in the book. As far as maps, you seem to find that apparently things shift too much in the elemental plane for much of a general, other than just sort of almost like an outward grid that sort of what order things are in. The Plane of Fire having the Cinder Waste and the Sea of Fire, and beyond the Sea of Fire, the Plane of Ash, which then leads to the Plane of Air, Frostfell, Plane of Water, Swamp of Oblivion, just sort of that general layout. But as far as actual any sort of landmarks or anything within it, for the most part, they're too fluid to mark. And so you generally get the layout of, alright, I have to now go to this next part of the elemental planes, but other than that, you get no exact location for anything.
Stupid log pose.
But yeah, you're able to buy rations as per.
I don't know. The purr. Nick, get on the purr. Thank you. I love it when you play along.
I know. $5 silver for 2 pounds. 1 day.
5 silver per day.
So, a gold for 2 days.
And we need enough for how many weeks? 4?
There and back, approximately, assuming no misfortune.
So 7 gold?
Per person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I have that.
I have 17 gold, so...
We don't receive money.
I feel like you might still have money.
You have starter money, like the 10 gold you start with.
I still have 15 gold.
Yeah, it's like I think you have money. I think I looked at that.
No, wait, it'd be 14 gold a person.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
There and back again. Hobbit's tail. So yeah, I need to borrow 3 gold.
I have 3 gold left. You have 14 gold.
That's pretty much putting it where
I'm broke.
where he has 1 gold and you two are both broke.
Mm-hmm. I also have a silver.
I have a silver too.
There. We are all broke. Broker than broke.
Now to find ship passage.
Yeah.
So you get your.
I asked someone at the stalls if they'd be willing to buy my stick.
You want to buy this? Can't buy. Yeah, magic items aren't worth money.
Can't buy knives.
Can't buy magic knives. You can buy a knife.
Money can't buy magic knives.
Can't buy magic knives.
Let me see the sheet for it.
It's upside down. Oh, right. It's the big piece of paper.
Yeah, you find someone that'll offer you 35 gold for it.
About how much would a ship's package be?
I'm totally going to try to convince him to work for passage.
You don't really know, but you know he seems.
I am a sailor. I mean, how much different is fire than water?
They're mostly the same, right?
Okay, let's
Don't start with that. the Efreeti, not the biggest fans of the water.
Okay, so I'm like, all right. I'm gonna go shop around a little bit. Maybe I'll see you later. Let's go try to get a passage on the ship without me having to lose my wolf.
Yeah. So you go to the ship. Yeah, you go to the docks, and after a little bit down, you find generally the docks larger space. Maybe only a couple, but only a couple of ships actually in port. Mm-hmm. Clearly, spots for many more ships.
Yeah.
One of them with sort of a few people that are on the outside. You find a Efreeti captain, sort of laughing with a couple of people that are standing outside of a ship.
Someone forgot to silence their phone. I think it might have been me.
See him? Mm-hmm. Hail! And wait for him to cast a spell.
He speaks in common. You'll notice they don't necessarily, other than not taking that extra beat.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to.
What is it?
Me and my friends would like to barter passage to the Plane of Ashes. Air.
Plane of Ashes next.
Yeah.
The Great Conflagration.
That sounds like a lot of stuff on fire.
Conflagration?
It's the Plane of Ash.
Where, the fire gets all of its oxygen.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the Plane of Ash is pretty much what's on the other side of the Sea of Fire.
That's where we gotta go.
All 3 of you.
Yes.
I suppose I could take a trip there. You need to go, do you?
We'd like to.
Because, you see, I would usually charge 100 gold a person, and I
Don't have
think
that.
you have it.
No.
I could cut a deal.
None of us are going to be enslaved.
No.
No,
I have.
No.
I have no.
Some of us are worth less than the rest of us in the party. But some of us.
I'm not asking.
We're talking. About
I'm not
Nick,
asking
aren't
for
we?
you to give up your freedom. I'm just asking for a hand.
No, I need both my hands.
Need 2.
And you?
He's like, yeah, no, I also need 2.
I do enjoy just the fact that you just automatically know what he's saying.
It's like, no, we use these.
Yes.
Can't two-hand
Yes.
a two-handed
What?
weapon.
Yeah, no, I'll just use the flame sword. Lives of thousands of people are on the line. Yes.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Lives of thousands of people are on the line! We need to get this gem!
Yeah, he draws a scimitar.
We'll eventually get it back!
That's not how it works!
And no, you won't.
You get restoration eventually, or
That'd be
regeneration.
regeneration.
Yeah.
It's like a 5th or 6th level spell. I'm never going to get that high level.
You could through the church also have it.
Yeah, it's like we will go to that church.
just bringing
We'll
it up.
save that
Yeah.
town and go to the church. Someone there has to
They
have
will
it.
eventually find someone to figure this out.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But he'll let
Not
you
gonna be-
choose the hand to lose. It's 14 damage. The flames that engulf the scimitar essentially seal the wound. And pretty much now, some things you just obviously can't do, like dual wield or whatever. Other things you just have disadvantage, as makes sense. And you now have one hand. He takes the hand and he gets things ready, and he sets sail probably within 5 minutes.
But
Heal
we're on
my
a ship, right?
Yeah, ship of press. Yeah.
Heal my stump.
What does he even do with a hand?
He's a dick.
He
They're not
he
free.
denies you of it.
You realize that he's going to use that hand to masturbate with, right?
Thousands of lies.
Just saying, it's not like I can strap a shield to my... Oh, wait, I totally could.
Yeah, you only use one hand.
No, I want both of my
That's something you
hands.
can do. Start using a shield now.
But you don't have 10 gold anymore.
No, you totally don't have to go no more.
Do you have a shield just floating around?
No, I took two.
Do you have a shield?
I thought
I
you did.
may. It may just be on my back. I don't plan to use this, but
Well, I
I
think
may.
it might even be on your sheet, isn't it?
Splint, holy symbol. A sheet, but it may have been in my starter pack.
I don't know. But anyways, yeah, they set sail across the Sea of Fire on their metal ship.
I am not as good at helping around on the ship as I once was, but I still try.
He seems to have no interest in you messing with things.
Okay.
Yeah, you only got one hand. What good are you?
Nope. 2 martial weapons.
Okay. But essentially, yeah, the actual trip across the sea takes about a day.
Did the Efreeti have to make an attack roll to hit his hand?
No, he set it out on a block to be hit.
Would have gave him a 6.
No, that
And-
probably would have just hurt me more.
And you lost a finger. Okay, try again.
Hey, that counts. That was one swing. That was what we got here. Whatever. We move along.
But yeah, so about a day through that until the ship. You know, you see ahead this giant wall of black ash. The ship just sails straight into it.
Hooray.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, your eyes and your mouth's just filling with ash. Incredible
No,
need.
not mouth. Just mouth closed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
keep
being
mouth closed.
Its mouth, eyes need to be closed, almost covered with something to keep things from seeping in and you know
Just
from
right
almost
in
that.
her head.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can sort of see through this mesh. Not really, but whatever. Hopefully we'll be through it.
But a brief time in and
I can hold the clean stick over my eyes.
with them also closed.
Yeah, but that's the point. Purge of ash. See, when they come out of the ash, they're covered. When I come out, there's just this clean line here.
Not quite, but okay.
What, we just
Well,
what happens.
once he
comes out
gets
of the
there,
way.
he just rubs it like this.
Yeah.
I'm just
Can I
saying.
just go inside?
I have a clean trinket.
Can't I just go inside
No.
the cabin?
No.
There is no interior portions.
It's a sailboat.
What the hell kind of ship is this?
Sailboat.
Sail on...
Lava.
Just
But the Efreeti voice from right beside you, almost like behind you where your ear is. I presume you're heading towards the plane of air,
yes.
and you're lifted up, and you're moved, and you're set down on what is not a stable surface. Forward, straight forward, and the
this
air is rushing in this place as the ash is all around you, and the pair of you are also then lifted up and set off of the ship on this unstable, almost it is. It's as if ash gathered and and you're just
Sand
like
dunes.
yeah,
and-
that's sort of sand. Only ash is even that thinner substance than sand, so it's even you just feel like you're like digging your feet into it as you walk, and they set you down and say walk forward.
I'm willing to trust these guys. They seem legit. Walk forward.
Says the guy with no hand.
He has one hand, Plus, now he could like get a hook somewhere, and he'd be really cool.
A hook that shoots the rope out, and I could grab stuff and dash to it.
Yeah.
You know what I can do? Hold platters.
So can I. Have a little cloth over my stump. I could not serve. That would be harder.
No, you just gotta go like this and slap the plates at people.
Here's a meal. Yes.
But though the air rushing is loud, you're generally able to find each other as you walk forward. You started pretty near each other, so just sort of moving your arms forward. If you walk forward a bit, you eventually just sort of ram your arm into one another and figure out where you are in relation to each other.
Like
you can't see.
Well, because we're still in the ash.
Because you're still in this whirlwind of ash.
Just keep walking.
And the time, you're not sure if it's this uncomfortable situation or it really is taking as long as it feels to get through here. But the time seems to drag as you just keep moving, trudging your way through this. The ground does not seem stable enough for you to even think of stopping to rest.
No, we would be buried.
Yeah, nor would you be sure that you would know what direction to move forward in if you... Yeah, so...
Trudge along. Yeah. Just realize, if we go back, we're blind until we hit a lake of fire.
Yeah, we're gonna go the other way around. Make a full circuit.
Yeah, visit all the elephant.
And Scott collect the stamps.
You know what? At least he didn't try and see the Grand Salt. I'm just happy he didn't.
Hey, there was no reason he needed to know about Frosty Eyes doing something on the material plane. Those guys live there.
Really? Because you told everyone else who had no reason to know.
Yeah, it happened in their area.
Where their gym is, lead them to the forge. Just lead them to the portal.
Yeah, take the Frost Giants into the forge. Great idea. They can't even fit inside the Dwarven City.
Yeah, they just tear it apart. They just tear it apart. They get to the orb. They go to the fire plane.
Then
they die.
Then we take our rings out.
And then they all die. No more problem.
Problems are solved.
Yeah, we trudged.
You
How long
trudge.
did the boat trip take?
About a day.
So evidently it's that other, 3 weeks.
But
He's not going to tell us.
But after much what?
Make a con save, Bob. Make a con save.
Oh, if
It's
you.
the dawn of a new day.
Oh yeah, you got your. No, because technically that is based on your rest, isn't it? Or is it actually time?
It's after a long rest.
Yeah.
Did they not let us sleep on the boat?
I'll say you could have slept on the boat.
Yeah.
Did we rest?
Yeah,
No?
yeah, you could. Yeah, on the boat. It's here, this full day of traveling through the ash, that you don't get to sleep. So, yeah, the wind roars.
Well, I guess that answers
Thick
the
ash
question
blows all
as to
around.
whether or not it's actually taking that long. The answer is yes. Yes, it is.
For those keeping track of numbers, yeah, it's important that we know. As far as characters, you may very well have lost track of exactly how much
Is the
time.
wind at least blowing in one direction?
It blows in one direction, and it swirls and blows in the other, and no, it's...
So, it's sideways rain?
Yeah. But, yeah, you after much walking, that ground that you've just sort of been moving through, just all of, in an instant gives way, and you fall. Whee! And you fall out of the ash.
Featherfall.
How does Featherfall work?
Fall
Reactionary.
is 40 feet, reaction, stop falling.
For how long?
Featherfall's duration is probably like 10 minutes. Let's see, that's my wizard spell. Let's look at the wizard book. 1 minute duration. Long enough to gain your bearings?
Because as you fall out of the ash, you fall into the air.
Yeah.
So as we're, falling, then stop falling.
Slowly drift down.
Stop
off
falling,
thing.
take that stuff off, wipe off face.
Start looking around.
Bad news, guys, I'll be fine.
Nah, everyone rubs. I'm just like, oh man, it's so precipitation. Ah.
Can you help the rest of us?
Whip. Yeah,
Yes, he
precipitation
can.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Whip, whip. Yeah,
Start looking
my
around.
wizard spells are by far my most useful spells.
Yeah.
You're looking around?
Uh-huh.
You're actively trying to find something that could help?
Something like land of some sort?
Some sort of probably, you're looking, so I guess that'd be perception?
Yes.
I'm going to do that too, because he's bad at it.
Who's got a higher wisdom? Me?
I have 10.
It's me.
Yeah. So I get a 13. My finger
I get
went
an
up.
18.
Yeah, just roll. Hey! That's
Kinda-
one less than the number on the card.
I got an 18.
18?
17.
17? And you had a...
13.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably miss it amongst the other things, because there are definitely, off to some, places there are floating chunks of land.
We could use a rope to help you, but you can't climb it.
Yes, he can. He just has disadvantage on that. Climbing would just be one of the things he only has disadvantage on.
Hold legs.
It's cut off at his hand. He still has the arm to actually...
Yeah, you use wrap. Just you wrap it like you would your leg.
Yeah.
And use it to hold grip yourself.
Yeah. So it would be disadvantage. It wouldn't be an impossible thing.
It's not impossible, just really hard.
Yeah. But the pair of you spot what looks like a ship heading in your direction.
Cool.
Flying through the air.
As it just kind of floating.
Like an airship.
Not quite.
It looks
Less
like
balloon,
Yeah,
more
less
just
balloon,
ship.
more just ship.
Is it in the air?
Yes.
It's an airship.
But not that kind of airship. It's an
You
airship
guys pointed
without
out?
Yeah, there's something over there.
it, after maybe a minute, it hardly matters if they do. It really is coming right for you.
Oh god, it's coming right for us!
Catch it.
Rather, it catches you.
No,
Hold on,
I
hold on!
catch it.
As we're falling, hail! With the good hand.
You you fall onto the deck of the.
Oh, it goes underneath us?
Yeah, it goes right underneath you, and you fall onto the deck of the airship.
We lightly step onto the deck.
Depending on how fast it got here.
Yeah, it's been more than a minute.
More than a minute from when you first fell. And
So we're still falling. It's just going down to get under
Yeah.
us.
As we're falling, is there anything below us before the ship? Just nothing for as far as we can see? So basically we're just like...
It's like, yeah.
Well, this ended badly for you two.
Oh, yours doesn't last forever either, my friend.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to wait.
No, yeah.
But in general, it doesn't seem to even
I
be
can cast
necessary.
Featherfall again. I got multiple spell slots. Though Featherfall does eat a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
Short rest, back.
Do you short rest whilst falling?
I don't see why not.
Depends on how long I fall.
This would be a plummet, would you say? Solid plummet?
No, it's not been quite that long. But yeah, you fall into the ship that's
It's like, well, I
the,
wanna cast that again
the first
before
thing
we
that
hit
you would
the ship.
notice is a large crew at the oars. Humans in chains, and probably 40.
40 years of age?
No, 40 humans chained to the oars.
To the oars or to the ground?
To the oars.
So if the oar falls, the humans go "Wah!" with it.
Well, the oar would actually be lodged within the side of the ship.
"Wah!"
Yes, if the oar managed to go, it would pull them, yes. But the way that it's designed, that would be unlikely as well.
It's a ball and a
Something,
socket.
yeah, something would have to break in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, glad we're all clear here.
Yep.
So
Crystal.
we're on a boat deck.
And from sort of the
I look
race,
for the tall blue people.
yeah, there is a single Dajini, Dajini. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Daijin.
It's
Daijin.
just gin.
But there's a D there. That can't be a silent D. That would be infuriating.
Silent
What?
D.
Like Django.
Gin.
Like Django.
Django
But
had to
much
be in the
unlike
front
the
too.
humans rowing the oars, he is in fact unchained.
Django Unchained.
Hail. Let's see if he also has immediate
It's a she.
She speaks.
Told you! Called it.
Horrible person.
I bet she gives up her kids. just abandons them on the mortal plane, only to see him years later in a quirky sequence of events.
Over some time, she might remind you of Bob.
Well, she's really tall, right? Like giant size?
Not quite, no. She'd just be large as well, yeah.
Much like Steven's dad, my father liked the big ones. How big was she? Oh, she was huge.
I thought you'd be here.
We were expected?
The winds of fate brought us together.
No, it was a drop. I remember it. I was there for the whole thing. It started
But
there.
it was the winds that I rode on.
I do look up. Is there just a solid wall of ash up there
Air.
someplace?
We have long since left the Plane of Ash. Apparently.
Which is a stupid plane with crappy inhabitants.
Barely.
I don't know if there were inhabitants.
Methods.
Dust methods.
Smoke, I believe.
They would have kicked the crap out of
Maybe
us.
dust? I don't know. No, smoke, I don't know.
Either way, they're crappy.
They would have kicked our butts.
I remember the
They're half seal.
Yeah, but we can't see them.
Hey,
Also, if we stop moving to fight, we get buried in ash.
I'd be fine.
We're getting dunked by methods.
Once again,
How
I'd be fine.
embarrassing.
Exactly.
Don't tell anyone.
Hope the Allfather wasn't watching that. Embarrassing.
Yeah. We are trying to get to the Plane of Swamp.
The Swamp of Oblivion.
Ah, yeah.
That's farther than I dare travel.
Yeah, we're gonna probably get another boat. Well, not a
As
boat
far
to a
as you
boat
can
to
go
a
would
boat.
be Plenty.
Seeing how we just landed on your ship, you now have to do what we say.
We are requesting.
Sounds like quite the adventure. She runs to the front of the ship and points forward, and the minute the oars...
The ash.
Oh,
No,
goddamn it.
forward.
She's Peter Pan.
And the minute the oars just sort of start going, seeming quite miserable.
Yeah.
I do go around and it's like, hey, you look sick. Cure disease.
Oh,
Cure
thanks. Now I
disease.
can work longer and live a nice, long, enslaved life. You're taking away the only mercy left to these people, which is death.
Cure
To be
wounds.
fair, you could also argue that he's protecting others from
protecting
having to be
lives.
others from
She's
being
protecting
enslaved.
her investment.
Yeah, he's keeping it fresh. Yeah, if these ones don't die, she doesn't have to enslave more humans.
She's going to anyway, though, because she's a bad person.
No, actually, at this
She's
point,
a bad person.
she's actually a good person. But
She has slaves, she's a bad person.
Yeah, that's pretty much undeniable. The subversion of another creature's free will, that's pretty much just universally bad.
Unless they're dogs. Dogs are awesome. You should keep them.
You're not subverting their free will, they're animals.
That's true.
Exactly,
They are lesser
they're
than-
animals.
By what measure? Well, that's the point. The difference is I can point to a dog and say, I do things the dog doesn't. And I can actually draw some very specific distinctions. You can't do that with humans and genocide.
Why are you getting into an ethical argument with Vic? You're not going to win.
Because it's my world, and so I win.
It's like, what can the genocide do that the humans can't?
Fly?
So can the humans. It's just a matter of training. I cannot train a dog to speak English, no matter how hard I try.
Disappear when they die?
That can be done. That also can be done.
Do we still have the
Wait,
when something happens?
I die?
This autocast.
Okay.
Yeah, contingency still exists.
It does. Nice. I was wondering if the spell
It's
can.
got different rules to it.
Ah.
It's not as ridiculously obtuse as it used to be. That's the point. There are lots of places where we can say those are animals, they live to serve this, but guess what? Even if we had dogs, we chain them to things and beat them and abuse them and basically treat them as less than pets, where they're treated real nice and fed nice and petted nice and groomed. That's
Or at least-
in her best defense, she's guilty of animal abuse, which still makes her a bad person. In fact, they're animals, they can't help it, it makes her a worse person.
Yeah, if she was treating her slaves nice because they're her work animals.
If they were pampered, well-fed, well-cared for, maybe. But they're not. They're miserable. Some of them are sick. She's not even giving a crap.
No one's sick.
He healed their sickness. You didn't tell him he was wrong.
Whatever.
They're miserable.
Yes.
Yeah, she's abusive. At best, she's an abuser.
if you
nicest-
actually bother to speak to anyone, they generally think that, if anything, she's crazy and very inconsistent.
Which is abuse.
Which, over the couple of days, you very much see mood swings. Mariah is...
I'm just saying, our initial assessment that she's a bad person for having slaves is not wrong.
Oh, no. My argument was not that you would... No, you would definitely think she's a bad person.
No,
My argument was
she
whether or
is.
not she was a bad person.
She is. If I detect good and evil, she shows up. Evil.
No, technically she'd show up good.
That's not what the spell tells me. It just tells me that crap is there.
Well, I think this
She's
falls underneath the pretty standard rule of behavior. Good and evil.
Actually, elemental, I don't think
Subjective,
that would come
being a
up
dick,
at all.
isn't
Detect good and evil, nothing. This isn't just celestial fiends and fae.
And undead.
The universe allows her to slide because she's crazy.
Yes.
The universe
Like,
is settled.
you are not a thing, so whatever. You are not defined by morality. You are a dick, but not defined by morality.
She's a terrible person. Her death would not
She is not a person.
She's a thing,
She is a
so she's not a person.
No, she's a construct of air.
genie, yeah.
So she's a thing.
Sure.
So why isn't she enslaved? She's an object.
Many of her kind are.
Oh.
Oh, so it makes it okay for her to own slaves, because some
Some
people...
of her people are? Yeah. Just saying, generally speaking, here in America we have been saying that slavery
You're
is
not in America! You're in the elevator plate of air!
apparently you don't realize...
No, in
that we are-
America, just slavery universe.
I'm just saying, we're Americans who wound up in the elemental plane of air. This is America now.
You weren't in America before!
This is
Hey,
You
I'm
have
American.
Riverside.
These people live on that other island. I came from
The
America.
high-
No, just because we're from Samoa.
I've got that badge. If I smack the badge on the ground, does that put this under sovereign territory of high ground?
No.
What if I claim it?
No, maybe you get thrown off the boat.
And it looks like it's a long fall. Watch out for that last step, it's a doozy.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah,
Well, enough on the moral implications of being a non-human native holding slaves, and move on back onto the plot.
Oh yeah, so the ship carries on. Mariah is batshit crazy. She very well reminds you of Bob, more in the
He's calling you
words.
crazy.
Yeah, a bit in some of the attitudes almost that he has in his fights, but also just some of the word choices that she uses, some of the way she says things.
Vocabulary.
Okay, can we all get...
Vocabulary is
No.
genetic.
No,
Okay, can we
the
all
inflection.
agree that we're never, ever, ever going to bring up what he wants us to? Let's just move on.
You don't need to bring it up. Point being, you have that feeling, and you feel you've met your mother.
Nope.
And she's a terrible person.
And
Sorry.
that she's a terrible person.
My
And
mother's
crazy.
is my father's wife. She raised me. That's my mother.
There's like no mother of mine would endorse some slavery. She can't be my mother.
Sorry, this isn't a Dr. Seuss book. That ain't my mother.
No, you don't, and you don't have to accept her as such because honestly, no, she didn't raise you, and that really doesn't matter. But all the same, I wouldn't want you to always be alone.
I'm not alone. I have the forest walker
Yeah,
with
like
me.
he's got trees.
Yeah, trees are with me.
There are no trees around here.
There's a tree in your heart.
But
I believe that would kill you.
You're wrong.
this trip through the air here, and
Otherwise pleasant.
other than crazy.
Try to keep the crew high spirit. Tell them tales of the Allfather.
Hey, you know that god that's failing you?
Raleigh for emancipation.
But they get him all the revolt. No, he killed. You're stuck here.
Well, no, they'll get us the rest of the way. They know how to row.
And we know how to point.
We are basically the exact same.
There are points where perhaps they take rest and the ship just seems to carry on without them.
So they're rowing for zero purpose.
Or on inertia.
Yeah, you're not sure. It could really be either. But yeah, a couple days through air into the mist reach. The air grows very frigid and cold.
We have cold weather gear.
Do you?
Yes. We bought from the Goliaths.
That's very good. I'm very glad because I didn't realize that until today. I was like, ooh, that's That's pretty bad consequences there for cold.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good to know.
Frostbite.
Sorry, we don't have
It's
consequences. We have
exhaustion.
solutions.
By the way, yeah, at this point you are beyond your exhaustion from the furnace.
Oh, yeah.
Long access.
What exhaustion?
Well, yeah.
But yeah, she eventually the ship just floating in air bucks up against sort of almost like a shard of ice, like a glacier that, has sort of a flat surface, and
Tried to look underneath it.
Or are you seeing if it says Titanic on the side of the ship? 'Cause that's what I was thinking.
To see if the sheet of ice is like out into a point and there's just nothing underneath.
as you approach, you definitely see it almost, some parts seem to go away, and then maybe somewhere down in the distance below there's ice again, and then somewhere up above perhaps there's ice from this vantage point. Though as you step on and step away from the air, there generally doesn't seem to be ice floating above you. It seems to be that you're in the midst of snow, and
I look back.
the place
Is there a giant drop off still?
if you get near it, yes.
So if you step like 4 feet away from any of these boundary zones, you can't see the other side?
Not necessarily, no. You saw the ash from a distance, but it really depends on what it is. You could see the boundary, as in you could see the ice from some great distance. From within the thick snow, it is very difficult for you to see out that there is necessarily that drop once you go maybe 15 feet in.
Let's not turn back. We'll blindly fall off another cliff.
Well, that's the point. Is we're one directioning, man.
Yeah.
One direction. It's all the rage.
So you march on through Frostfell.
Yeah.
Bundle up. There's no boat here. No, if it's anything like the ash, it should only be a day trip.
There could be a boat. I can produce a 12-foot long rowboat.
I just realized how you could say there's a point later on where it takes you a bunch of time. Technically, you might be able to save a bit of time.
Woohoo!
I don't know whether or not that having to do the rowboat would make it where it would take longer though in the next portion of the trip. I don't know.
Who knows?
We just leave it.
Yeah.
Rowing as opposed to sailing though.
Well, if we don't have a sail at all, it will be faster than swimming.
Yes. But yeah, you walk through the cold. Do you all have cold weather gear?
Yeah.
So, all right, so then I don't have to
Lumber
worry
glass
about.
and furs and
Yeah, so I don't have to look back up those rules of causing more exhaustion. Which you might have even failed or something. I don't know, he could give you a bad dice.
He would just be funny.
As he looks at the card.
whoa! What's everyone looking at me for?
No, it would be a new card by now. We spent several days on the boat.
And if
I
not,
haven't used these.
no, you have to pick new
Okay.
ones each time a day passes. You don't
It's like,
get
these are good ones.
No, if the day doesn't do anything, you have to do it.
I figured we might have used one on the boat.
Do they expire?
Well,
Yeah,
technically,
each
I
day
got one
they go
each
away.
day.
Yeah.
The point is, I didn't want to keep rolling them, but I got cards now, so I guess.
Ultimately, if you want to draw and not look at them until you would need one, then. But anyways, yeah, I'll just put it out. A day, and at some point you do have to camp here in the Frostfell.
Camp.
Yeah.
We do that.
So that puts
Pull out sword, put sword in ice. Sword is
fire.
sword is ever burning unless I put it back in the sheath.
Yeah, it is.
Hooray.
But that is a light here in the snow.
There's lots of lights, dancing lights, alarm spells.
Alarming lights, you could say.
So for you're sleeping and your alarm goes off.
We are. That's the point. Is we don't need watches. The alarm will wake us up anytime anything gets within the area.
Wake up, grab sword, start looking around. It's like, this is now weapon of choice.
It's a mental ping.
Do you need a hand with that?
How far out does the?
I would be putting 4 of them down and left me over because
So in other words, it's a good distance out.
it's a 20 feet out,
20 feet in every direction.
essentially. I'd be layering them out so that we could have us a nice little block of alarms. And it also allows us to know which direction it's coming from, since it's only an area.
Then you do know the general direction, but
Well, we know one of the cardinal directions.
Oh god,
but if you're looking,
we could totally fight a level 6 White Wolf.
no, if
Can I
you're
turn it into a staff?
If you are, nah, I don't want to do that. That we'd make the combat take too long. But no, if you, you know the general direction, so I'll say you have advantage if you're trying to see what is coming into the area.
Damn yous. So yeah, I'll take the 16 instead of the 1.
I will roll so it actually lands on its side. Yeah, there we go. 1
Probably don't want that 1.
or 3.
You want that 3.
I guess I'm taking the 3.
13. So probably only Bob may see it.
Oh, it's perception, right?
Yeah.
You have it trained, probably, right?
Yep.
So plus 3 and whatever your wisdom is.
20.
I got a 5.
20, you spot the large
Snow bear.
snow bear. The Yeti that is approaching your camp. And pretty quick pace.
I can't see it.
About as quick as you think you could move.
Does he seem angry?
He seems hungry.
Oh, fantastic. Darts.
I guess I can do initiative.
Okay, fine. I'll let him talk.
No. It's like I can't.
He doesn't talk.
I can't
well, he
see.
speaks Yeti, but unless you speak Yeti.
Yeah, I don't see him, but I know the direction, so I do yell "Hail!"
He roars back.
Okay, definitely darts.
That was the wrong answer, Yeti.
20?
20 on your initiative?
No, I was throwing a dart at him.
Well, I said initiative, so...
Not a surprise round.
Well, in that case, 17.
17.
10.
He gets
12.
12.
I do get a 12, which gives me a +1, so 13.
The 12 gives you? Well, yes, the
Initiative at +1.
The 12 would not. Yeah, it would give you a +1. The 12 does, yeah.
Now you may attack, Bob.
Damn it.
You're first. Should have given you an upgrade. Didn't see that low number coming though.
You can
Most
totally
people
give
don't.
me an upgrade
13?
to not my power attack because I can't do that. I
9
can totally
damage.
cleave though. Cleave is
And-
still an option.
19?
What are your multi-attacking her?
I get extra attacks now.
Anytime
Well-
you make the attack action, you're making the second one.
Well, 13 hit then, yeah. 19's gonna hit.
7.
So 16.
And then get angry.
Austin?
Everyone notice I said get angry. Just making sure.
There's like a big old... Can I see it?
You generally see the primary direction which he's throwing things at, but no, you don't actually see.
Well, the roar
Yeah,
didn't
within
help
the-
us spot it.
I got a 5 on my perceptions.
Essentially, yeah, it'd be disadvantaged.
Can I see... How well can I see his darts when they got thrown? He threw them 20 feet away?
More than that.
Grease spell. 15 feet in front of him. Approximately.
In front of him.
Yeah. Grease that ground out there. How snow covered is it? Are we like permafrost or is it like crunchy
Ice.
snow?
It's like glacier ice.
Oh, yeah, grease.
Yeah.
Let's make this worse. Yeah, no, ice, yeah. Is there something to slip on, as it were?
Yeah.
I move closer to him so that it's more likely that whatever is that way comes directly across that grease.
Okay. And what is the DC on the check for that?
It would be...
Did
my
he cast it as a third level spell?
My proficiency one. No.
That would have been hilarious.
How would I cast it as a third level spell?
Make the
Raises
DC high.
higher.
That's true, but no. I would cast it as a first level spell. Which makes it my proficiency one up 1. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15.
Dex.
Dex.
Or Dex?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. No, as long as it's not a mental. then he gets.
Hey, we found food.
Yeah, the Yeti charges right through where your spell was cast at the pair of you, and
I haven't moved yet, so I'm further behind.
yeah,
them.
you're further behind. So
But I do have the flaming
yeah, you
sword.
have the flame, but he's gonna notice them as he heads towards you. And Bob,
Is it attacking?
yes, it's attacking.
We'll see what happens.
Are you letting it roll?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I don't have a low roll on this.
Okay, I was just checking before.
Not really, anyway.
Okay. Oh, that's even better. That's lovely. So first, well, for Bob, let's see, that's 15, and that one is 18. So I don't think either of those hit you. But then for Nick, you're probably not more than 30 feet back. You can see the Yeti at this point, so you need a con save.
Do the rest of us?
No.
Okay, so it would have been better than that. But there's a good chance that it would have been lower than whatever you rolled.
4.
You rolled really low over there, didn't you?
I rolled a 2.
That's 13 cold damage, and you are paralyzed.
I
for
hate
1 minute.
paralyzed. I hate it.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, ending the effect on yourself.
How much
on
damage was
success.
that?
That was 13.
Did the Yeti shoot an ice beam at him?
A chilling gaze.
He has ice laser eyes.
But Nick, it's your turn, so at the end you can attempt that con save again.
Yeah, I can't help you.
You can't do anything, Nick. You're paralyzed.
I can do stuff.
You can take a con save.
No, I can totally have actions.
Let's see, paralyzed let's see, paralyzed creature is incapacitated, can't take actions or reactions.
Okay. In that case.
Better.
18.
You pass it, and now you're actually immune to that gaze
For 24
1
hours. Oh, 1 hour. It's not even Dragon Fear where you get it for 24.
Of all Yetis, not abominable Yetis, but all normal Yetis,
Ah.
and then Bob.
Rapier, obviously. Oh, that's not a great roll. 11?
Miss.
11 again.
Miss again.
You have not been blessed.
Austin.
I mean, literally, you haven't been blessed. You don't get a D4 yet.
Yeah, I need
That could've
I need to roll a 4 or better to hit them, I think.
At least 5 or better, definitely. 4 better, maybe.
Really honing in on that.
5 or better, definitely. 5
Yeah.
or better gets me to 13.
Plus 5. This thing wasn't super hard to hit, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty slow and crappy.
Other than the
For
example
sure,
that
13
that,
hits.
Bob just gave.
We are absolutely sure 13 hits.
I wonder how it feels about radiant damage.
I'm betting he's not fond of fire, though.
I'm making sure it's an extra D6 for higher level. I'm pretty sure it's an extra D6 for every level above. QRU.
I think that probably only makes me immune to disease.
First. Yeah, 1d6 for each slot above first. Yeah, so I'm going to see a Yeti and I'm going to shoot him with a guiding bolt.
Yeah.
Wait, you're using an offensive spell?
Yep. I get an 8. Which gives me a 13.
Okay. Hit. You don't roll much anymore, do you? You only do things if you know what's going to happen.
Well, I only know what's going to happen twice. It's just generally that's all the rolls I got.
Which means I'm safe for the rest of the night.
4, 9,
Immune to disease, that's all.
15.
It's 3.
18, 24, 29. Radiant damage.
And what was that?
Guiding bolt at level 3.
Okay, so you upped it. All right.
That was 66 of damage, radiant. Also, the next attack has advantage against it,
Okay.
as I just sear it with sunlight.
I would like to point out it was about to attack Bob again,
Yeah.
but it's going to attack the sun now.
I'm behind Bob. He's going to have to move.
He did say he was behind me.
He put Bob in between them.
So it would have to run directly
It's
at
like he
us.
knows that I'm his shield.
Checking his reach.
Yeah, it's gonna move around you, but not out of your reach.
So no attacks.
Yeah.
It does not leave your area. It just looks at you and scurries around. Then hits Austin.
So now to be fair, that first one would have actually hit you as it gets the 24. Then the next one's 20. So let's see. Did both of those hit?
Huh?
24 and 20.
20 what?
Your AC.
Your AC.
You get hit
Oh.
twice.
What did it roll?
24 and then 20.
My AC is 18. Then I took a hit, so shield. It was 23.
Okay, so only one of those hits. So one claw attack does 5 slashing and
Let's see.
4 cold. So 9.
Here we go. One there. Oh, come on. And shield. So 9?
9 total. And then you also need your con save.
9 total. Con save. Oh.
3.
That's a plus 1, 4.
You take 6 cold damage and are paralyzed for 1 minute, as he was before. And then it is Nick's turn.
Shuffle on over. Hey, big guy. Kathunk.
Fire sword.
Remember, you get advantage because of Vic.
Yep.
The next attack, yeah. The next attack made before the end of my turn.
Well, 3.
So 11. So 18.
Yep.
Oh, look, I hit. That's a D10. No. D8? Yeah, D8 for one hand.
Yeah, longsword D8.
Plus a D6. But more importantly, it's getting a giant god lightning bolt.
More sun damage. It was not expecting the sun to be out on today.
It has no.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I know. That's the point. It just was not expecting so much bright sunlight. It was not prepared for this level of heat.
7.
Has 6 hit points at this point.
Well, I already did it.
He's dead.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to check, but I did drop a 3rd level spell on him.
It's like, you kill it. You
Giant
and
beam of sun comes down.
You kill and you cook it. Have some Yeti.
We are.
Not very good.
Doesn't matter.
It's
We have.
gamey, but, you know. Cook that, season that.
But anyway, so you can get back to sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you have to cast your spells again. At least that one,
The alarm spells?
Yeah.
They last for 8 hours.
even after they're set off.
Yeah. They ring for a minute, and then they stop. And then they're just still there. They are not triggered. They constantly will go off if something's in there that isn't excused.
Okay. But yeah, so morning and you travel again.
Yeah.
And probably near that end.
Before, heal all of us, but.
Yeah.
What's this, all of you? Heal all of you guys. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the end of the following day, almost as it is getting dark, you get to the point where you're hearing the roar of an ocean.
I wonder if a boat's just going to be waiting on the shore for us.
Yeah, if the Allfather provides.
Yeah.
So far he has.
Yeah.
At cost sometimes, but provide nonetheless.
The Allfather will return.
It'd be kind of funny if you guys got all pissed off that there wasn't a boat.
There's a boat. But anyways, yeah.
Where's the forest walker now?
He sent the boat.
Watch it not be made of wood.
But yeah, you find sort of trapped. As you get near the end of this, there's the point where there's large floating chunks of ice in the water, and probably before you'd feel necessarily worthy of venturing out into them, you'd probably rest another night. Mm-hmm. But there is definitely we can see, caught almost frozen into a couple of them is an abandoned ship, just sort of stuck in large chunks of ice up above the water.
Ooh, stuff. Let's go investigate.
Someone might need help.
And if not, bad stuff.
Go and investigate.
Yeah.
First, approach the boat. Hail!
You can use your weird tactics to get across there, but it is definitely like large jumps of, much like you got across the rivers before. But you have to do weird, that kind of stuff because there are big gaps of ocean in between chunks of ice that you're having to cross to get to where the boat is. But you get where you can sort of climb up the side of this frozen boat.
What's it made of?
It's made of wood.
Okay. So maybe the forest walker did provide you a boat. Made of wood of his cut down forest.
Even the forest walker bends to the Allfather's request.
Yes.
That makes sense. I mean, Father did create him.
Yeah.
Yep.
According to you.
Allfather's like, man, my boys need a boat. Forest walker.
And the forest
I got one.
walker won't even say, nuh-uh. He just says that's not relevant.
Because even
That's
Jesus-
irrelevant.
I'm a godlike being. I get to be God. Did you create the universe? No. But I get to be God now. No one can tell me otherwise.
That's not important. What's important is I make trees.
Like that one.
Yes. So climb up on a boat.
Yeah. Make your way up.
It's an effort.
Yeah.
Is the point.
But
Oh no, it's like,
you're not under any hurry or just...
yeah, it's like I'm unwilling just to teleport up there. There could be stuff on this ship that needs really hard smiting.
Could be.
All you hear is the creaking and the roar of the waves. The ship seems lifeless.
Anyone here? Hail!
Hail!
Look, search the ship for pickaxes,
Search the ship for money.
chisels, hammers. That's
Money.
Do a general sweep of the ship, see if anyone needs help or if anyone lives here, or if there's just a dead crew.
You find no corpses, no sign of crew. A definite feeling that anything of value was taken from the ship whenever it was abandoned. Even any sort of logs that were kept, or it definitely feels like a deliberately abandoned vessel.
Pirates.
Does it have a rowboat? Like a lifeboat?
Not on it. No.
Okay.
There would be a spot where one could have been, but
Alright, get to mending, wizard.
You mean ice breaking?
Mending.
And go out, start poking the ice with my
Ice
sword.
That's the point. Hammers, chisels, pickaxes. That's what I was looking for.
I have a club.
You can't use it.
No, a club. I also have a maul, but I have a club.
somebody probably has some tools that might be of use, but you find nothing on the boat.
I do? I do! I have
You have a
climbing
pretty
gear.
nice set, don't you?
I have climbing gear.
No.
You have adamantium hammer.
Yeah.
Or smithing tools. I don't know why that would be very good at breaking ice, but...
But he was looking for a hammer, and a hammer would definitely...
That would be the main things. Hammers, chisels, pickaxes.
Yeah, you're over there looking for stuff. I'm just like sitting there as you're running around. What you looking for? What a hammer! Like this.
No.
Nicest hammer you ever seen.
And go out onto the ice, tie a rope around my sword handle, put it in the ice, tap, 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 tap. Pull out.
It's slow
The
going.
rope is so it doesn't fall into the water. tap, tap, tap.
I'm a smart person.
I obviously can't hold and do all this at once. Definitely making progress, but it is slow progress.
Mm-hmm.
You, I suppose, take the hammer. What or do you use the hammer and you try it? Do you have any other sort of magical method or?
Radiant damage is not fire damage.
Nope.
I don't have the means to melt ice. I don't have any spells that help in this situation.
Neither do I.
Levitate.
Hold on.
I can talk to animals.
Every once in a while, I'll go like 20 feet out.
Smite the ice. Did you say that Allfather fucking hates ice now?
You might.
Alright.
His sheet's not working.
Because, yeah, otherwise we're doing this the long,
Yep.
hard way.
Searing Smite. Fire Smite!
God hates ice.
Fire Smite!
How much does that do?
D6s. That's my guess. And yes, Regeneration's a 7th level spell. I will never have that.
Mm-hmm. Next time you hit a creature with melee...
That's the one I was. 7th. I thought it was 6. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Regeneration.
An extra d6 fire damage to target causes it to ignite in flames. Start of each round until the spell ends must take a Constitution save or stay on fire and take another d6 fire damage. Concentration up to a minute.
How high is the ice constitution save?
But my big thought is to catch the ship.
I go out far enough. That is whether you'll allow me to smite the ice if next time you hit a creature.
It's not a creature.
In that case, I just hit it with my flaming sword. It does
But
a
in
d6
general,
fire
between
damage.
some stuff you have, I'll let you cut it down to only spending 1 day working on freeing the ship.
Can I have a hammer back?
Yeah, soon we're done with it. Or you can use it.
Don't lose my hammer.
I give you a club. You may not be good at it, but go hit the ice.
I can't use this.
Hit the ice. You may be bad at it, but hit it.
Thrust into the eyes with your rapier.
But anyways, yeah. So after maybe a days of the three of you working, are you working?
I don't have a choice.
Say I can make it take longer. You managed to free the ship enough that it, enters the water.
Can the wolf help?
So you didn't need a new day.
And it's like, all the adventuring, they always talk about the grand adventures, the great battles. Nobody ever talks about the trudging.
Hey, we're just walking.
And then we spend.
Hey, have you never read Lord of the Rings? That's what that book is.
And then we walked, and nothing happened. And then we broke a ship out of ice. It took us 4 hours of constant labor to finally crack the ice enough to move the ship.
And then nothing happened.
you do during that labor. You end up having to probably spend the night on the ship. Seems like a pretty safe spot to do so before freeing it the next day. And
I'm captain. I called it. I have the rapier. It's logical.
I know how to sail a ship.
Yes, that's why you're a sailor and I'm a captain.
Nah, I vote for him, Captain.
I also vote me captain, given I know what we're doing.
Yeah,
and have the navigation tools.
I called it.
your navigation tools don't necessarily help you as much as they would on the material plane.
Probably not, but I still have them. It will help me keep a straight line if I can find a object in the distance,
All right, here,
maybe.
take the sextant and let's manage the stars. Damn.
A warm sun arcs over the sky of the plane of water, seeming to rise and set from within the water at the visible edge of the horizon.
Doesn't our sun do that?
Yeah, except this one's illusionary.
Oh, okay.
Well, the point being, it goes up and sets into the water at the horizon.
Always.
Always at
Even
the
if you're at the horizon.
There's always another horizon. That's weird. Oh wait, no, that's just how things work.
Yeah.
Damn spheres.
Unless you're
But generally, the difference being, does it set from that horizon to that one, or is it? It's essentially more at the side. It's almost that.
It never rises above the horizon.
Yeah,
it just sweeps across it.
Yeah, it sweeps across it. So it's always a very low sun. So technically, there are spots on our planet where yes, it does that, but not around here.
So you're saying perpetual God's hour? great filming in the Plane of Water. The best lighting all day.
I bet they shot Waterworld
It's-
there.
except-
Too bad it was a horrible movie.
Oh, it was
Except
not.
for all of the rain
Oh,
makes it
funny.
really a hassle to shoot in.
And the humidity would probably mess up cameras.
Oh, the cameras will get over it. They're just being whiny.
But maybe, you sail out and though some storms are bad,
They have a sale? Huh. I've been to that.
yeah,
I can been to that.
alright, yeah, sure.
Magically
Probably
come
would
back
have
together.
taken damage, whatever.
Anything on the boat is minted now.
Yeah.
Well, the actual would be much harder to mend. The sail, though, much easier.
Other than the fact that you still have some chunks of ice technically on the side of the ship,
It'll melt.
yeah, it'll melt eventually. You know?
If not, free water.
You're in the
We do
you're in the
test-
plate of water right now, man.
We do test
but
it.
is it salt water?
Oh,
Is it potable? Hey, we're no longer in a frozen wasteland. Ferret. Our pets no longer die, just for existing.
There's not a horse on the boats.
That's what I was thinking. You can now summon your horse and it won't die. Poof! Horse on the boat.
and then you get to the swamp. Hi, horse.
Go, horse, go! It will trudge to the swamp. I'll sit on top of it.
So you have your horse on the ship. You have your easy to summon and remove ferret. But probably about 2 days in, the storms get really bad,
And your horse goes overboard.
and the whole ship breaks in two
Hey, we've seen that before. This is not our first rodeo.
in a very familiar way. It almost seems as though something is pulling it under.
Oh, is it the plot? Is the plot pulling it under?
Or is it the Kraken? Again, that dick!
Moreover,
Is it the same Kraken?
I assume your immediate goal is to just swim away from the area.
I get on the lifeboat.
There is no lifeboat.
He said there was lifeboat.
There was
I
a
said there was a
place.
spot for one, and it was missing.
They took it.
Well, it hasn't been missed any more than it has been right now. Now it's severely
The
missed.
immediate point is to get a piece of driftwood and swim away with that.
But essentially, you
Okay, it's like, okay, you'll be safe. Horse, swim that way. I start swimming this way. It's not a real creature. It's a manifestation
no,
of
it
magic.
really is a
No!
celestial. It really is a celestial.
You're the worst parent.
No, to be fair, it says I get the same one, and he comes back with full health. He cannot be hurt.
No, he can't die.
He cannot die. You can force him to suffer.
You need to go
over
read
and
the
over
Dritz
again.
books again, 'cause you
Furthermore,
apparently
he can
forgot.
Speak to you, and he was not happy about the plate of fire. He is not happy now either.
Every
What
time you
is wrong
summon
with
this
you?
horse, he dies horribly.
And doesn't get used for anything. It's not even like you needed him. Like you never get that feeling. Like if you need him and he has to die because you need him to help you in a good cause, he's glad to do it.
Hey,
These
this could be
steps are.
Hey, to be fair, I didn't think about the fire. This time you're saving us by drawing whatever's going to attack us off of us. If you want, I will unsummon you when you're like 20 feet away.
See, that's why my summon's a small thing that can just ride on me.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to do
And mine's a stick that I didn't turn into a wolf because I knew
totally
this
use
was
it.
going to
I totally
happen.
use it that way. My parrot actually has a high enough percent.
The
I
second
use it
Adam
to
got
keep
this
my eye out.
gleam of excitement because you started summoning crap, I'm like, nope, it stays a stick.
So, I send it off in that direction. After it gets like 20 feet away, I unsummon it.
You could have just unsummoned it the whole time?
Yeah.
Is that an option?
So you let the horse burn to death.
No, once it caught on fire, I unsummoned it. I didn't wait until it died.
That's not what you said.
Once he burst into
He was
flames,
still learning the spell at that time. Yeah.
once he burst into flames, I made it stop.
As you, it's there, it's fine. You're like, then it starts smoking. That doesn't seem burst into flame. Ooh.
Oof.
But you.
I've got a ferret.
Yeah,
There's
you-
an eye behind me.
And yeah, and just definitely the waves, crashing.
Is it
You're
dark?
in a
Is
storm.
it night?
Well, it's not night, but it's storming. It's
Really bad?
it's storming very bad, which isn't uncommon here.
Yeah.
And they
How good are you
water.
guys at swimming in your heavy armor?
Not at all. That's why I brought a piece of driftwood to float on.
I'm probably helping with staying with him. I got my
You
own
can piece of
driftwood.
driftwood.
Yeah, I got my own piece of
Two
driftwood.
people don't fit on driftwood. I've seen
No. Pull out club. I carry my own wood around.
I'm going to say that probably isn't enough to float you, man.
But it doesn't take
Football.
long before you bump into something that seems to be alive. A hard shell of something.
I climb on top.
I assume nothing. Climb on top of the water dragon and immediately die.
I climb on top and say, "Hey, can you help us out?"
And Bob dies.
Wipe out.
Yes, yes. Hey,
Otherwise, I'm just hanging out in the middle
a
of the
gnome
storm on a piece of
replies
driftwood.
back.
Ah! Hey, who's right?
What?
Best choice.
So you're assuming either a water dragon or a crab mech?
I'm not really concerned. I watched Avatar. Anytime you run into something weird floating in the island, in the water, it's gonna help you. Like the island, the turtle dragon island.
Yeah. Anyways, if I can hear that, I know what he's saying.
You speak Gnomish?
I do speak Gnomish.
I believe this gnome spoke common.
Which is what I spoke.
No,
Like, we
actually,
can
it
hear
is a
him over
halfling.
the-
My note was wrong. I felt like it was a halfling. Why do I say gnome?
Like we can hear it over the storm.
But it only takes maybe a moment or so longer before you do see Bob climbing onto the shell of a giant turtle
And asking for help.
and asking for help. And
Everything
there's
else is
a
super
halfling
helpful.
on the turtle that is laughing madly.
I wonder if he's more crazy or less crazy than your mom.
My mom's not here. She's in the barbarian tribe, probably getting plowed by the old man.
She's stronger than you.
That's not surprising.
Most people are.
Not a high bar.
Swim to the turtle?
Just because they're stronger doesn't mean they'll win.
It doesn't seem to be eating Bob, so... Swim and ask if I can get on.
Can you?
No, literally, can I try with my one-handedness.
I'm gonna go with a disadvantaged climb check. Unless
I
someone
help
helps
him.
you.
I help
if
him.
he'll help, then he could just help you on.
Yeah.
I finesse him up there.
I thought there was 3 of you, right? Number 3! We saw 3 saw 3.
I'm stuck on a piece of driftwood. I can try and swim, but I'm terrible at it.
It's like throw rope out to you. Hey, I can pull with one arm. It's not like Bob could pull. He doesn't have the strength.
That's right. But I do have the hands.
Yeah, I'm really bad at swimming.
I'd lend you a hand, but I'm not sure I'd get it back.
Really move. I believe. What's the swim speed if you don't have a swim speed? It's like half your movement, probably.
Yeah.
With a successful swim check.
Oh.
I think so.
My swim speed's like 5.
Okay. You're able to be pulled in.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's really bad. I have 1 strength. I'm wearing heavy plate that I don't have enough strength to avoid a penalty in.
Hey, I don't get a penalty in mine.
Me neither.
I'm loaded with bad things when it comes to. I'm kind of slow. I'm not physically strong enough to be walking around with things I choose to walk around.
The
with.
halfling seems a bit
Mad.
familiar. You recognize him.
Yeah, I have
Is he a
disadvantage
mare?
on stealth. Yeah, that's right. We don't have disadvantage on slam checks. It's just stealth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only penalty for wearing heavy metal armor.
In the water.
It's stealth.
Can't be stealthy.
Can't be sneaky. Nice.
So you recognize a halfling.
Do I?
Yeah.
Who is it?
We can't see
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
so you have to tell us.
It's I'm gonna go with a probably wisdom check.
This is a new day, right?
We were
Yes.
sailing for a while.
Yeah, since
Wisdom check.
That good, eh?
A wisdom check, you say?
Well, Nate.
you all 3 can do that. You all 3 recognize.
I got a 10.
I got a 16.
It's Reed. That looks exactly like Reed.
Who?
You got a brother named Reed?
Do you even remember who Reed was?
Nope.
Reed Bitterbrew was the halfling that captained the Defiant Turtle. The
Oh,
second.
right. Hey, you got a brother named Reed who's captain of the Defiant Turtle?
Number 3, quite defiant. No siblings, no. No.
Remember us?
Your boat went down. Kraken attack.
Oh, I would never. That was your boat went down with a Kraken attack.
You want to know why it happened? Your first mate stole stuff from that ship.
What?
Told him not to. He didn't listen.
That is what happened. Well, no mates anymore. What are you doing out in the middle of the sea? It's a terrible place to be, now, isn't it?
Well,
Yes.
no, we found you.
Ooh.
Would you like a hug? I've got special luck powers with hugs.
It's bad luck, man.
Okay, that's fine, but I want to smoke my pipe. Can I go inside?
Is there an inside?
There's no inside.
You said it was a crab.
No, it's a turtle.
It's a turtle.
Okay.
It's a turtle that he calls number 3.
It's the Defiant Turtle number 3.
So
It's a giant sea turtle. He got himself a turtle.
An actual turtle.
I'm like,
He also seems far more mad than last time.
so
Well,
this
he
is
somehow got transferred to the plane of water. He's got
Let's
both.
imagine bad things.
so is
happen.
this the most defiant of the turtles? Would you say?
Well, it's like the third defiant.
No.
That's true. The other two sank on you. That's
we're-
very defiant of them.
We hang out.
So,
we need to get to the.
Oh yeah,
Plane
take
of
us.
Swamp of
Yeah,
Oblivion?
yeah, take us to the Swamp of Oblivion.
Please.
No, he has to. This has been a thing with this plot. This plot line has just been, you have to help us now.
All hail
We're the
All
main
Father.
characters. Take us where we want to go.
All hail the All.
To be fair, some of them have been very mean about it.
Yes, but
But he has no care if that's where you want to go.
Yeah, really mean.
Awful
Like, don't call
place
us
to be.
slaves.
Awful place to be.
Thumbs up.
this dude just needs to open a shop and stay on shore.
Well, it probably would help if he had a shore anymore.
It would probably help if he wasn't insane.
He's nuttier than squirrel poo.
We'll have to squirrel and eat seeds.
But another couple days on the back of a turtle, and you see ahead of you the turtle starts to swim through what is the silt flats, the thicker water before the turtle can't swim through it anymore, and
He can just walk there.
you're
They're
left at the
amphibious.
Plane of Ooze.
We need the Swamp of Oblivion.
The Swamp of Oblivion is another name for the Plane of Ooze.
Oh, I was like, we don't need the Plane of Ooze. We need the Swamp of Oblivion. It's a different place.
No, actually, it's the same place.
Do
We need to
know
get
that?
to Cyrodiil.
Yes.
Do you know if any people live in the muddy area?
Oh, I'd never go in there. Never go in there. Out to sea for me.
Well, good luck to you.
Yeah, it's like
Hold on. Cure disease.
just because
What is that?
Cures disease.
Including mental.
his disease.
I'm gonna.
It's like, no, Potts, this is crazy.
Does he have a disease of the mind?
You
No.
can't cure the plot.
Although it does take that, and you do feel it's cured him of something.
Congratulations,
He
he doesn't
still
have
seems
to clap
crazy,
anymore.
but
Yeah, at least he doesn't have syphilis.
Exactly.
That already ate his brain.
Well, he has a nose still, so it's not syphilis. Because that's one of the funny things syphilis does.
Destroy cartilage?
Yeah, it destroys your nose.
Oh, yeah, ears, nose.
Voldemort.
Yeah, Voldemort had syphilis.
He was all crazy, had no nose.
It started with an S, kind of sounds like a snake noise, so he just went ahead and got it.
Didn't know the difference. That was a muggle word.
But yeah, so pretty much now you're just in this
Plain
muddy swamp,
We've done swamp before. At least this one's not full of poison, maybe.
and this one has less. You've done much. There's much less solid ground here.
Well, trudge.
Yeah, I actually wrote that word in my notes. You trudge
The
through the
name
muck.
of the adventure is Trudge. You trudge.
So it's no
It's what you
longer
do
the
when
mission
you-
of good, it's the trudging mission of good.
That's what you do when you're up to your chest in gunk.
And I'm guessing at certain points you're using that to try and get an idea of where the
What, locate objects?
yeah.
We could try, but there's nobody here. Let's see.
I go ahead and prepare it too. Granted, I can only cast it twice,
But you're only spending maybe at this point a day here.
Yeah, locate object is a normal spell. We'd actually have to cast it, no ritual.
So now my passive perception is 14.
Mm-hmm.
so I can do it twice.
And
you can do it.
obviously
And
looking
it's
for
only
stuff.
1,000 feet.
You
This
Well-
plane's going to be huge. Let's try and find this a little more of a ballpark.
You trudge your way through the muck, which seems to have no solid earth below it, for almost a day, passing various abandoned structures half sunk in the swamp, and seeing no signs of life other than the mosquitoes, which the air is thick with.
Oh, fucking mosquitoes. That's okay. I have a permanent breeze around me. They keep getting blown off me.
It's mud.
Sword.
It's mud. Mud's a natural mosquito deterrent. They can't fight through it.
You cover yourself, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's still a swamp. They're still all around the place.
The point is, if you're willing to get dirty, no mosquitoes.
Totally
And
willing to get dirty.
I don't think we have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. Mud.
I'm not saying they're dangerous to you.
Exfoliate.
They're still annoying.
Can we?
Even if they're not biting you, they're still filling the air.
Yeah,
we,
just waving flame sword, watching him zap. Just
Can we check out the structures?
The abandoned ones?
Yeah, half sunk in this room.
it's
Just seeming to
nothing
be
else.
rotten wood and what used to be perhaps a building or something that was just trying to keep stuff above the mud. That
Yeah, that's
Can we
over
push it
time
down
failed.
and get on top of it to be out of mud for a while?
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, it has been sinking and continues to do so.
look for a more permanent place.
Yeah, as you move through and as the sky grows quite dark, you carry on only because, at this point you're just looking for another piece of solid ground before you can stop for the night. And you see a building ahead, up on stilts out of the mud,
Is it a
with
castle?
light shining through the windows. Shadows move across, though you cannot tell who or what is inside from the angle at which you're looking up at it. And that is where we will turn next time. Have a good day.